Vishnupada Ashtarashatashmad Shila Bhaktivedānta Narayan Gosvāmī Māhārāja Shila Gurudev Ki Jai Nitilapa Vishnu Vishnupada Ashtarashatashmad Shila Bhaktivedānta Vāmana Gosvāmī Māhārāja Ki Jai Nitilapa Vishnu Vishnupada Ashtarashatashmad Shila Bhaktivedānta Swami Māhārāja Shila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitilapa Vishnu Vishnupada Ashtarashatashmad Shila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosvāmī Māhārāja Ki Jai Nitilapa Vishnu Vishnupada Ashtarashatashmad Shila Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvati Gosvāmī Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitilapa Vishnu Mahabhagavat Shila Gokshara Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Nitilapa Vishnu Shila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai Nitilapa Vishnu Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Jeev Gopal Padadas Raghunath Shara Gosvāmī Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gopal Shada Vrinda Ki Jai Nama Chai Shila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Go Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Chaitanya Mandala Gaura Mandala Vaja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Sarva Abhishta Bharata Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kund Ki Jai Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Jai Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya Ki Jai Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev Ki Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Dandavat Pranams Matavi Didi, Ganga Didi, Rupa Manjari Didi, Raseshwari Mataji, Prajumna Prabhu, Mantra Murti Mataji. Dandavat Pranams to all of you. Sorry I'm really late today, like 15 minutes late almost. I hope you don't mind staying up extra late for those of you watching it in the West. Anyways, feel free to leave whenever you want, obviously. Oh, I always forget to do this. Audio. Hare Krishna. Okay. This world is molded from sorrow. Openly expressing this to Guru increases one's conviction in bhajan. Confession is part of tana-dharma. The only atonement for aparad is to pray for forgiveness. Simplicity is the only way to attain God. The glory of forgiveness. How to deal with injustice. Accepting responsibility for one's actions is the only way to find peace. This was written in 1983. Snehaspadasu. Ma, I was very delighted to receive your affectionate letter of 1713. At the start of the letter, you conveyed your dandavat obeisances to the ashray and shai vigraha. This is Gaudiya Vaishnava etiquette. When I saw that you conveyed your loving entreaties and appeals by praying for the well-being of Shishi Guru Gaurango Vinod Bihari, I became pleased with your love and attachment. Praying for the well-being of others reflects Vatsalya Bhav, parental love. Therefore, you should be pleased with your own virtues. You wrote truly that if the sadhak or sadhika conveys all aspects of their life to Shri Guru Padma, both that which is favorable and that which is unfavorable to the path of bhajan, then his or her conviction in bhajan increases. The sorrow, pain, and suffering of material existence has always and will always be there. This material world is molded from sorrow. Śrīmad Bhagavatam 14:22 says, Tasmad idam jagara shesham asat sarupam swapnabham astadhishna purudukam. This whole world is unreal, like a dream, and thus it veils one's awareness and attacks one with one sorrow after another. Real happiness and peace cannot exist in this world of Maya. That is why Jagat Guru Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur had sung, Bhaviya deko ho vai amrishaya nandanai Jainayache se duker karana se sukera tare tave keno maya dasa habe haraibe paramartadhana. Reflect and see, brother, that in this world there is no undiluted bliss. What is there is the cause of sorrow. So why for that happiness will you become a servant of Maya and lose your supreme wealth? There is a convention of conveying to one's Shri Guru Varga the advantages and disadvantages one faces in regard to bhajan. In doing so, one must discard the lest people say something sort of shame. Though Shri Guru and Bhagavan are omniscient, this convention is necessary for rectification of the soul. In Christianity, there is a custom of confession, or atma svikriti, which is in line with the moral ideals of India's Sanatana Dharma. Conviction in bhajan is observed once the heart is purified by this practice. In this world, man knowingly and unknowingly engages in many activities that are contrary to scripture, or, in other words, he is unprincipled or devoid of ideals, another name for which is pap, sin, or aparad, offense. Violation of the rules of state laws or moral laws is generally referred to as pap, and the envy or disregard that is disobeyed towards Guru and Vaishnavas is called aparad. The greatest atonement for pap is Shri Nam Sankirtan. But the aparad is to pray for forgiveness with remorse. If Shri Hari becomes angry, only Shri Guru can give protection. But if Guru becomes angry, there is no other protector. That is why it is a special duty of Shri Guru Padma's disciples to satisfy him in all respects. A genuine Guru never desires worldly profit, worship, prestige, money, and wealth. One cannot attract his loves with such things. Rather, only those who follow the orders of Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru are capable of attracting his love. As Chaitaguru, Sri Bhagavan is constantly cautioning and propelling us. He forgives our flaws and mistakes, be they conscious or unconscious, and, as our conscience, he shows us the path. It is possible to of Bhagavan as Guru only with the light of knowledge, and he is millions of miles away from the darkness of ignorance. However, granting inspiration to inquisitive individuals is characteristic of his affection for devotees. He is forever manifest to the simple, non-duplicitous person. The prospect of attaining him via duplicity is far-fetched. Sri Bhagavan has, in the scriptures, endorsed simplicity, stating that simplicity is characteristic of Brahmins and Vaishnavas. He has condemned duplicity, however, as characteristics of Shudras and non-Vaishnavas. Hence, by simplicity alone, one attains the direct darshan and mercy of Shri Guru and Vaishnavas. Should someone in this material exist unjustly towards you, you will only prove your nobility and magnanimity if you can forgive them. This virtue of forgiveness establishes the human being in the true and worthy living of life. If one can ignore the flaws and mistakes of others and proceed along the path of one's own bhajan, then one can attain peace and well-being. This material existence is full of riddles and brimming with selfishness. Apanare loe vivrata hoite, ase nai keha avani pare. Shakale tore, shakale amra, pratike amra porer tore. Where no one comes to this world seeking embarrassment. We are all for all. Each of us is for the other. We are subjects and ideals today. Okay, sorry. One must respond. I kind of like this. Well, I'm just going to save it. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it though. Haribo, Gargarajji, and Indira Mataji. Dandavat pranams for both of you. One must respond to violence and indiscretions with the virtues of love and forgiveness. Those sorts of virtues forever shed light like blazing stars on the paths of those who are bewildered, guiding them. Ma, you display that magnanimity, so Sri Guru and Bhagavan will be pleased with you. Mothers are categorically specially possessed of forgiveness. Like the earth goddess herself, who tolerates everything, may her glories be proclaimed the world over. Keep in memory the statement of Gita, Kirti Shivak Cha Narinam Smriti Medha Dhriti Kshama. Of feminine virtues, I am glory, beauty, eloquence, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and forgiveness. It will not do to forget the following either. Ma hingsat sarvani bhutani. Do not harm any living entity. I'm going to add this to the way Though human beings in this material existence observe moral ideals to the best of their ability, many perhaps cannot properly estimate the value of doing so. Only through largeness of spirit is there a chance of recognizing the value of that. Rather than imposing blame on one's Gurujan, one's superiors, if one can accept the Vaishnava attitude as Swapuk Puman, man reaps only the fruits of his own actions. Then can gain peace and well-being in one's heart. I request you to have patience in developing enthusiasm for bhajan, faith in bhakti, and love for Bhagavan. Mother of mine, you will surely honor this request and childish demand of mine. May the auspicious wishes and blessings of Shiva and Vaishnavas be your provisions on the path of life. I believe this to be your greatest duty and solace present. To follow the orders, directions, and teachings of Sri Guru is a responsibility and sacred vow of his disciples. May Sri Bhagavan grant you the capacity to tolerate all matters. This is my entreaty to him. Chant Sri Nam with firm faith. Maintain a practice of reading something from the sacred texts every day. Always assist your elderly mother. By her blessings, your spiritual welfare will be assured. Take my loving blessings. Iti, your eternal well-wisher, Sri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. Letter 64. We must maintain our bhajan despite the disturbances of the world. Real darshan of the Dham is impossible without its mercy. True saints have no desire for money. The significance of wearing 3 strands of tulasi neckbeads. The dietary preferences of Srila Sarasvati T. Living always in Vaikunta, aspiring for Goloka Vr. This is written in 1983. Kalyani Yasu. Dear, I received your affectionate letter of 12/2/83 on time. I hope that by Bhagavan's grace you are all well. You only write to two people, and if you are not able to do even that these days, then you certainly must have developed the special virtue of avyartha kalatva, never wasting time. If you fully immerse your mind in sadhan bhajan, then you will surely experience a shortage of time. This is a good sign. There is no cause for fault or error in this. This is a nice one. I like the time related ones. Okay, letter 64. Okay. In material existence, it is possible for everyone to be equally united in mind and carry on. But nevertheless, we have to consider all perspectives in a calm, collected manner and proceed on the path of life. Amid maintaining all kinds of responsibilities, we must sustain our chanting of Śrīnam and reading of sacred texts, our hearing, chanting, and remembering of Harikatha, and service to saints and guests, etc. In the midst of maintaining worldly obligations, one must certainly maintain arrangements to engage in the 5 primary limbs of bhakti sadhan, such as sadhu sangha, nam kirtan, etc. For the grihastha, this is his core ideal and very center of his life. This time, when he went for Kartik Vrat, you surely offered puja to Giriraj and Kameshwar Mahadev. Who does not adore Giriraj and Giridhari? Shri Giriraj Govardhan is the united incarnation of both Bhakta and Bhagavan. Sorry, one second. It is neither a transgression nor an offense to make a vow for the sake of serving Guru and Vaishnavas. Only if one becomes a Vaishnav can one understand what Vaishnavas want or do not want in regard to any given matter. If Sri Dham and Sri Dhameshwari do not extend their mercy, transcendental darshan of Vraj is not possible. Those who have had such fortune will surely utilize that mercy. In striving for a person's spiritual welfare, one surely must become the subject of criticism by the people of the world. Why would you give up concern for another's welfare because of this? The materialists have no concrete idea of what real welfare is. That is why the chance for misunderstandings always remains. I want to believe that just reading the Gita does not constitute sadhan bhajan. Just uttering it will not do. Why then does a man collect 10 more treatises, explanations on that scripture? No one could satisfy the true saints in the money. This I don't really totally get this one. Look that up. Okay. No one can satisfy true saints by giving them money. Those for whom Sri Bhagavan is the essence and who have taken an oath to spend their lives performing Nam Kirtan do not submit to people who are blinded by the vanity of wealth. They understand this. Pranar artha diya vacha shreyam acharanam sada. One must pursue the ultimate good by life, wealth, intellect, and words. The desireless mood of saints is not intelligible to the general public. It is essential to have a simple nature. It is essential to have a simple nature to understand it. There are no discrepancies in the behavior of saints. They see all equally. It is by the result of much good fortune that this is taken to heart. This is appreciated. This is also nice. I'm going to save this. Letter 64. The practice of wearing 3 strands of neck beads has been prescribed in Smriti Shastra. To wear 3 strands of tulasi beads on the neck is proper Vaishnavas. 2 strands at least, but never 1 strand. The Ativadi Sampradaya has transgressed the directives of scripture by wearing a single strand. They are independent from Gaudiya Vaishnava society and do as they please. Wearing 3 strands of beads is explained to represent the following sets of principles: Sambandha, Abhidheya, and Prayojan, the equilibrium of Sattva, Raja, and Tama, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwar, the 3 currents of Ganga, Yamuna, and Sarasvati, Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan, 3 types of perception of Tattva Vastu, the absolute truth, Vaidhi, Raganuga, and Ragatmika, 3 types of bhakti, Shri Bhagavan, Bhakti, and the Bhakta, the 3 divisions of Tattva, Guru, Vaishnava, and Bhagavan, Guru Gopal, Gaura Gopal, and Krishna Gopal, the Tattvas of Gaur, Nityananda, and Advaita, as well as Sevya, Master, Sevak, Servant, and the relationship between them. These and other explanations can be accepted. Oh, that's a practical quote to know. I will say that as well. 64. That's great, Rupanjali. What do you mean for Jumnavar? You want me to share the quotes? I can paste it here. There, just pasted it. Okay. Send me a WhatsApp message for Jumnavar, otherwise I'll forget. You have written that you do not know what it is. You have written that you do not know what it is to make efforts in service. Humans only learn by practice. Everything is possible by the strength of Guru and Vaishnav's mercy. If there is love and affection, even bad becomes good. Even flat rice yields a nectarous flavor. It was your cooking, and a Kadashi on top of that, that compelled me to eat vegetable preparations that day. But the cooking was indeed very tasty. If it had been given to Srila Prabhupada, he would have surely eaten it with great delight. Srila Sarasvati Thakur would partake of very salty and very sweet foods. Because of the salt, it was difficult for me to take his prasad. You are my own people, so there is no reason for you to be anxious of me. I am used to taking that which is either burning with salt or saltless. I partake of prasad, so I know that if I judge its faults or virtues, it will be an offense. That's a good one also. Oops, I forgot to remove Prajuna's comment. Who wears 5 strands? That's interesting. I've never heard of that. Oh, 3 strands. Okay. I live at all times only in Vaikunta. Vaikunta's various outer regions are also known as Vaikunta. I spend my days in the aspiration. I spend my days in the aspiration that someday I will gain a place in Goloka Vrindavan. I do not know if that two-armed Murali holding Sri Shamsundar, who is accompanied by Sri Radha, will someday adopt this orphan maidservant or not. You all should progress on the path of bhajan. Sri Radha Gopinath will surely accept you as his own. No sort of adversity can befall you if you go forth with patience, enthusiasm, and hope. Accept my auspicious blessings. What more? Iti, your eternal well-wisher, Sri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. Letter 65. Honesty and simplicity are the best testament of Vaishnavism. Going to school in Mayapur in 1931. Disinterest in making disciples. Chanting brings one face to face with Krishna. The connection between guru and disciple is eternal. It is written in Meghalaya in 7/9/1983. Snehaspadasu. Ma, I received your loving letter on 26/8/83 after reaching Sri Meghalaya Gaudiya Math. Sri Guru and Vaishnavas are forgiving and omniscient. Of that, there is no doubt. The unique capacity to experience and grasp the joys and sorrows of another is called antaryatmitva, omniscience. Thus, Guru and Vaishnavas experience constant concern for the well-being of those who seek their love and who are dear to them. Honesty and simplicity are the greatest resources on the path of sadhan bhajan. These are the foundations of Brahmanya dharma, Brahminical religion, and are the best testament of Vaishnavism. Deceit is a non-Arya characteristic, a commonplace characteristic of a Sudra. Advancement in sadhan bhajan is not possible for those who are controlled by mundane lamentation and delusion. If one proceeds with patience and enthusiasm, all obstacles and adversities on the path of bhajan will be dispelled by the mercy of Bhagavan, and the attainment of peace thereby becomes possible. You did well to accept Diksha from Srila Blank Māhārāja. By doing so, you have saved from the clutches of by doing so, you have been saved from the clutches of much criticism. I had the opportune fortune of coming to Jagat Guru Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Prabhupada in Sri Mayapur at Sri Chaitanya Math in March of the English year of 1931. The Paravidyapit Center for Spiritual Learning he established. At the Paravidyapit, the Center for Spiritual Learning he established, I was taught under the guidance of Jidandi Gosvāmī, Srila Bhakti Pradeep Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, and Śrīmad Bhakti Keval Odolomi Maharaj, in the same institution of spiritual education. My two Shiksha Gurus were, respectively, rector and headmaster of the same college. It was never observed that they thought of establishing a separate school. In that single Gaudiya hospital, many impoverished individuals like myself had the opportunity to receive treatment for the disease of material existence, but never could they have imagined a separate institution. Many preaching centers of the Gaudiya Math have been established today in the East and West, yet I consider all of them to be a single indivisible unit. I know those who have been favored by Jagat Guru Srila Sarasvati Prabhupada and those who are disciples and grand disciples to be my own people, and I convey my obeisance to them, knowing them to be Gaudiyas. I know every Vaishnava who is bathed in the current of the Sri Gauravani Vinod, the delight of Sri Gaura's message, to be my supreme well-wishing friend and most intimate relative, but there is no way I can imagine a separate institution. This is a great quote. What letter are we on? 65. I previously addressed, and at present I will continue to address you in the same way. There will be no change in my affection for you. There is no cause for you to be perturbed in this regard. I have not made any disciples, nor do I make any claim in this regard. I also do not nurture any hope of becoming a kaka guru, an uncle guru, so remain absorbed in performing Shri Nam Bhajan without worry. Therein lies your ultimate well-being. Jagadguru Srila Sarasvati Prabhupada addressed as his dear disciples as Vipad Udharan Bandhav, friends to deliver me from adversity, thereby manifesting the sort of pastime that can only be conducted by a Mahabhagavat, and conferring teachings of Amani Manada Dharma. All these transcendental teachings are to be grasped by us. The restless heart is only steadied by Abhyas Yoga, practice, and Nishta, steadfastness. Sadhan, Japa, and Tapa all depend on steadiness. Chanting Shri Krishna mantra and Shri Krishna's name alleviates the condition of samsara, and it becomes possible to see Bhagavan face to face. Shri Guru's state of being Guru is beautifully resolute for eternal time, as is the state of being his disciple. The connection between Guru and disciple is eternal. Nitayer charana satya, tanhara sevaka nitya. Take my affectionate blessings. Convey my auspicious wishes to Ma and others as befitting. What more? Iti, your beloved well-wisher, Shri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. Letter 66. Dandavat pranams, Jashji. Even Bhagavan interfere with a living entity's karma. Accept hardships to be Shri Giridhari Gopal's harsh test. Unbreakable faith will establish you at the pinnacle of prosperity. Be wary of demigod worshippers who conjure rapture and contradict Siddhanta. Proper etiquette for sannyasis and brahmacharis in regard to weddings. 1983, Shri Meghalaya Gauriya Snehas Padasu. Ma, I received your affectionate letter of 15/7/83. Forgive me that I could not reply in a timely manner. I am more or less healthy. You all worry about me, which is why Bhagavan has been compelled to keep me healthy. I wrote inviting you to come to Sri Navadip Dham for the Ratha Yatra festival. Come another time when you have the chance darshan of Sri Dham. If you make the effort, Bhagavan will give you the opportunity. That's important. Anyways, I'm not gonna post this anywhere. I'm gonna post this on a. I'm not gonna. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna post this in the comment section. I have another post. Okay. Despite living in samsara, try to remain asangsari, not of the world. Shri Bhagavan has given you that sort of power of knowledge, conscience, and discretion. In this world, if you do not adopt a liberal policy, you cannot affect your own or another's welfare. If you cannot be impartial, you cannot preserve your swadharma, your own duty. I was concerned to know that blank Babu's unhappiness has been exacerbated. Try the best you can for treatment. The result is in Sri Bhagavan's hands. Every human being takes his birth in samsara according to his own individual fortune. No one has the capacity to do otherwise. Even Sri Bhagavan himself does not lay a hand on the jiva's karma or the fruits of that karma. You must accept the sorrow and pain. You must accept the sorrow and pain of samsara to be the harsh test of Shri Giridhari Gopal. Do not fall stricken by worry. This is my childlike request of you. Look to Gopal and tolerate the sorrow and suffering of material existence. Is it not that Shri Bhagavan will protect us? He is always it is not that Shri Bhagavan will protect us. He is always protecting us. You must keep firm faith in this. Know that my special wish. Know that my special wish is for there never to be any impediments to your contemplation on Bhagavan because of worry for food. Your unbreakable faith and belief in Sri Hari and Guru and Vaishnavas will establish you at the pinnacle of prosperity. You have no worries since you have been able to surrender your soul to Guru and Vaishnavas. Those who display arrogance about having received the mercy of Bhagavan or some demigod or goddess can never. Those whom Sri Bhagavan shows his mercy can never contradict Siddhanta. Those to whom Sri Bhagavan shows his mercy can never contradict Siddhanta. They can never, in a state of rapture, speak things that are illogical and uncorroborated by scripture. Sadhan bhajan and the resultant experience of Bhagavan is real. It is never imaginary or false. No demigod or goddess can speak erroneous Siddhanta. As they have taken of the truth, they only make statements in accordance with Tattva Siddhanta. Persons who are acquainted with Shastra and who are seers of the truth never speak erroneous accounts rife with contradictions of Siddhanta. The statements of Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru reveal a single vision of truth. Do not fall prey to these sorts of erroneous conclusions. Jai Kali, Shri Krishna. She who is Kali is also Krishna. This can never be. It is contrary to Tattva. I will not be able to be present at the time of your daughter's wedding. Still, a Brahmin priest and 2 or 3 Grahastha Vaishnavas from Kolkata. Said Vaishnavas will take care of the tasks of the fire sacrifice, cooking and serving. I will explain everything to them in detail. No brahmachari or sannyasi should be present at the wedding ceremony. This is forbidden in Shastra. Prior to the wedding and after, as time permits, they can be present, but even then, it should be several days later. That is why neither I nor any sevak wearing saffron garments will be able to be present at said function. After 1 or 2 months, I will come to visit. Please do not feel any sort of sadness in this regard. I'm going to share this. Once my body is sometime in the month of Jeshta, May, June, I will, all of a sudden, come to see you. Do not tell anyone about this. I will have to return the next day because book printing is going on in Kolkata. Know you have my affectionate blessings and convey them to your children. What more? Iti, your eternal well-wisher, Shri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. Haribo, Kishori Mohan Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams. Why Vaishnavas never grieve. Poorness of mind is true poverty. The servant's inclination to serve is his true achievement, the fruit of seeing Sri Jagannath. We cannot experience Sri Bhagavan by material perception. Exclusively devoted servants never meet with adversity. This is written in Raiganj in 1983. Kalyani Yasu. I came to know all the news when I received your affectionate letter of the 2nd of Shravan. Forgive me for taking so long to send a response to your letter. I hope you will not be angry with me or displeased. What you wrote is totally true. My heart is still breaking today for Sundarananda. It is very natural that all your hearts would cry. Your grief and pain are greater, particularly because you nurtured him in your lap and raised him. No one comes to this world for a certain point. Everyone must go to a place that befits their sadhan. In this life, sadhan bhajan alone is the most auspicious, for that alone will properly establish a human being in his life. When our time is up, you and I and everyone else will have to go from this world. This is why bhaktas and Vaishnavas never grieve. It is true that you cannot serve us in any way. Is it true that you cannot serve us in any way because you are poor? Only a person poor of mind is truly poor. Those who serve Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas can never be poor. The sevak or sevika's inclinations to serve are their achievements. You have that, so you are blessed. Even if exalted Vaishnavas will not step foot in your humble old cottage, I will appear as soon as you call me. Whatever forged greens and rice you prepare, I will devour with utmost honor, as if I had prepared them myself. I am allowed to joke with you, which is why I told you this in Diamond Harbor on the 13th of Shravan. I do not entertain anyone to get money from you, so there's no reason you will incur loss. But surely I have the rights to receive your love and affection. It is not right for you to think that if you were qualified like other people, then Vaishnavas would step foot in your home. My good wishes and affectionate blessings are always with you. Do realize this in your heart and gain some solace. Vaishnavas are surely omniscient. They're antaryami. There's no doubt about insight. There's no doubt in this. You want to offer your soul to the Bhaktas, Guru Vaishnavas, and become rid of anxiety, as you can. Bhaktas offer everything to Sri Bhagavan and make themselves worthy of the title Nishkinchan, free of possessions. If you see Sri Jagannath Dev on his chariot during the Rath festival, you will never take birth again. Though Sriman Mahaprabhu entered the body of Sri Jagannath, his own form remains unaltered. His Sri Nam, form, qualities, pastimes, and so on are eternal and transcendental. His potency is non-different from him. If you do not accept his Shri, Bhu, and Leela potencies, you have not accepted him properly. He is identical to Vrajendra Nandan. This being the case, the devotees do not see a manually carved Jagannath. Rather, they behold and experience his full form. We cannot experience real form and nature by means of fragmented and divisive knowledge. Those who are exclusively devoted servants never meet with adversity. In the end, they attain direct service to Bhagavan in his abode. I am delighted to know that your pantry is open to serve and feed the Vaishnavas. I will go to Kolkata at the end of this coming October or by the first week of November. Then I will go to your house once. Then I will go to your house once to take prasad. At present I am well. Do not worry for me. Shripad Narayan Māhārāja is doing well in Mathura. I have not received a letter from him in a long time. Iti, forever your well-wisher, Shri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. One second. How to, this is letter 68. Oh, let's see. The servant's inclination to serve is his true achievement. Yeah, that's a good one. I should save that quote, actually. Okay, letter 68. How to make a success of this human birth. Patience, tolerance, and simplicity make the impossible possible. Obstacles in bhajan increase our eagerness and focus. We must be eager for service. Sriman Sundarananda Prabhu's attainment of eternal service. So I'm reading a bit slower and I'm not as on it because I went to sleep really late last night. Snehaspadasu. Ma. Prior to this, I received 5 of your letters. Forgive me for not being able to respond to them. I must praise your patience. I am particularly indebted to you for your love and affection. How exactly you have remained in the darkness of ignorance, I cannot fathom. Those who chant Śrīnam with faith, having taken shelter of a bona fide guru, and chant mantras at the 3 junctures of the day, are illuminated by knowledge and blessed by the attainment of divine knowledge. Ordinary human beings of the world are preoccupied only with eating, dressing, and living arrangements. But those who are desirous of the soul's welfare live lives that are successful and blessed. They alone are making a success of this rare human birth. Why are you not able to perform any sadhan bhajan? You have to make an effort to maintain enthusiasm and do everything. It will not do to be impatient. In addition, in all the tasks of worldly life, you must chant Śrīnam, perform brief puja and archana of the deities, and study the granthas. There is and always will be the sorrow and pain of material existence, a burning and torment. In the midst of all that, one must consider all aspects of the soul's welfare. By patience, tolerance, and simplicity, the impossible will be possible. Wherever we are, bhajan sadhan is our chief concern. Where there are too many atheists is precisely where sadhan bhajan is best performed. Interesting. Wow, this is a good one. Where there are no obstacles and adversity, where is the chance for reformation? It is only when obstacles to Hari Bhajan come that eagerness and one-pointed focus in bhajan increases. Hence, that environment must be considered favorable for bhajan. For those who are dedicated to Śrīnam, who daily serve and worship Shri Vigraha and study the bhakti literatures, all places are conducive for bhajan. Do not disturb your mind. Do not disturb your mind with this. If you perform bhajan, your mind will gain patience and enthusiasm. Remain firmly engaged in bhajan. I'm saving this quote. What letter is this? Is this 74? 68. Whoops. I'm really tired right now. Sorry. 68. Okay. Letter 68. All right. Remaining near to Sri Gurudev and rendering any task of service will suffice. There is no difference between tasks of service. They are all a test of heartfelt mood and simplicity. Guru, this is an important point also. Okay. Guru, Vaishnav, and Bhagavan want the sadhak and sadhika to sit. Guru, Vaishnav, and Bhagavan want the sadhak and sadhika to sit this test. The more conviction one has in service, the more exalted one is. Although Sri Guru and Bhagavan bestow worthiness and qualification for service, those who are eager for service find their keen efforts and conviction established above all else. No one gives service. That you have to want and take yourself. The inclination to serve comes from the inside, from the heart of the person dedicated to the Dharma service. This is real service. It is my prayer to my supreme object of service, Sri Bhagavan, that you obtain service to Sri Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas in every birth. Aprakrita dehe Krishna charana bhajai. He serves Krishna's lotus feet. He serves Krishna's feet and his spiritual body. This is the real seva dharma of a surrendered soul. Oh wow, this is all really good. Okay. 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 Sriman Sundarananda has left us and become engaged in the service of his worshipful Lord. There is nothing for us to do in this regard. This happens like lightning striking without there been any, This happens like lightning striking without there even being any clouds in the sky. We cannot hold on to anyone in this world forever. We have to know this to live in this material existence. He was not able to stand being away from me for even a minute. As a result of this service, he has become engaged in the eternal service of his worshipful Lord. If you can perform Harinam and Bhajan in a calm and steady mood without any worries, I will be free from worries and happiness. If I can make laughter burst from your lips, it will be my delight and pleasure. Do not lose your composure even in the midst of hundreds of worldly obstacles and adversities. Keep on performing Hari Bhajan. Know you have my affectionate blessings. Iti, your eternal well-wisher, Shri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. Letter 69. Accepting whatever situation Shri Bhagavan puts us in. A home that is full of Hari Kirtan is Goloka Vrindavan. We obtain the service and proximity of Guru and Vaishnavas by remembering them. If one performs bhajan, gender makes no difference. All living entities are Shakti, are female. This is written in 1984. Kalyani Yasu. Dear, I hope you are well by the grace of God. I fell sick in your place. I fell sick in your place there due to lack of regulation and a lack of rest. After performing parikrama, I always rest for 7 days and then go elsewhere. This time I did not have that rest. What Shri Bhagavan does is for our auspiciousness. If I had not been unwell, perhaps I would not have stayed at your home for many days. We have to accept whatever situation Shri Bhagavan puts. How and to whom he shows his mercy is not comprehensible to the conditioned souls. What power do we have to fathom his causeless mercy? The mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas is something to be realized internally. Those who have mundane pride can never appreciate this. Only by serving Guru and Vaishnavas without duplicity is Bhagavad Bhakti obtained. In your home, Shri Gaur Gopal, Krishna Gopal, Guru Gopal, and others are being eternally served and worshipped. I think that's so interesting, Guru Gopal. Hence, you are especially fortunate. If you as much as try, Shri Murti will converse with you directly and you will find bliss and peace. You are to always remain engaged in the Lord's service. A home that is full of Hari Kirtan is Goloka Vrindavan. Shri Bhagavan's eternal residence is there. Je dina grihe bhajana deki, grihete Goloka bhai. The day I see bhajan in my home, Goloka appears there. Chant a fixed number of Shri Nam. Make a practice of kirtan and studying granthas and so forth. Only then will your home remain full at all times. Many deities are present in your home. Why did you write that your home is empty? You wrote that your place is devoid of satsanga. The transcendental books are your sadhu sangha, which is unseen but true, poroksha. So why have you written that there is an absence of satsanga in your region? For those who have obtained the causeless mercy of sadhu, guru, and Vaishnavas, why would there be a dearth of sadhu sangha? The injunction has been in the scriptures to remember Sri Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas while residing in distant lands. I'll save this one. I have a bunch of quotes like this already, but it's relevant so many people. What is this? 69, right? Okay. If you do not want to stay in your home, and you also do not want to go to other people's houses, then rub together a cottage in the forest and do sadhan bhajan there. It is not that all young women have to go to another's house. Her guardians think that if they can get her married and send her to someone else's house, then they are relieved of all responsibility. But one possessing high-class intelligence should not go there and spend their time in a state of devoid of sadhan bhajan. I think that whatever constant remembrance of Sri Bhagavan can be kept intact is the right place to be. If we can always stay in the proximity of Guru and Vaishnavas, we will meet with auspiciousness. Sri Bhagavan alone is the enjoyer, caretaker, and maintainer of the whole of creation. By his sweet wishes, the infinite material existence is maintained and nurtured in a beautiful, orderly fashion. He is Jagannath, Jagatpati, Vishvapati. It is only because of the embondaged souls. It is only because the embondaged souls have forgotten him that they are bobbing up and down in the ocean of the illusory material existence. By cultivating the hearing, chanting, and remembering of the holy name, form, qualities, and pastimes of that omnipotent Bhagavan, that the living entities obtain real well-being. Only by good thoughts and good feelings is our well-being possible. No matter where we live, we have to create that environment. Only by smaran, remembrance, do we attain the service and proximity of Guru and Vaishnavas. That is possible from even thousands of miles away. If one performs bhajan sadhan, then it does not make a difference whether one is a man or a woman. Je bhaje, she boro. He who worships is greater. I'll give the reference from this, from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Apaktahina char. This is the word of the eternal scriptures. Kiva jati sati, kiva nicha jati, je hari nahi bhaje, tabe janamiya brahmiya, rorava narake maje. Sorry. Whether one is a mendicant, a chaste woman, or of a low caste, does not worship Hari, will take birth in the hell of Rorav and wander and roam, drowning there. This is the accepted spiritual equality of women and men. In other deliberations on Shastra, the following is seen. Lila Purushottam Shri Krishna Chandra alone is the supreme person. All other entities are Shakti, or female, Prakriti. This is the constitutional identity of the jiva. Since the living entity is Bhagavan's servant, his sole dharma is to serve Bhagavan. If he forgets this dharma of service, then the mundane condition of being a man or woman gains prominence. The infinite living entities are all Sri Bhagavan's maidservants. If you can understand this, you will no longer feel remorse about being born a woman. Whoa, these two are indented way too far. Okay. If you have a particular desire and convey anguished prayers, Sri Bhagavan will give you residence in Sri Dham. Even if we've been born in Sri Dham, our life becomes blessed only if we obtain the mercy of Sri Dham, which is part of the form and opulence of the Lord, Tad Rupa Vaibhav. Then we find the opportunity and advantage of beholding Sri Vigraha, hearing Harikatha, etc. When you have offered your soul unto Sri Guru and Bhagavan, there is nothing to call your own, nor can there be. Then why the question of fault and mistake? Sadhaks and sadhikas reap results according to the distinct qualities of their services. You have sacrificed your soul to the service of Bhagavan. To the service of Bhagavan or for the service of Bhagavan? No, to. Sacrificed your soul to the service of Bhagavan. So such a result is determined for you. Do not cling to your own sense of accomplishment. If you can do that, then you will reap actual results. Take my affectionate blessings. What more? Iti, your eternal well-wisher, Shri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. Letter 70. How to deal with prestige in the renounced order of life. Youth and beauty cannot help you attain Bhagavan. Only Bhagavan and his devotees are omniscient, not demigods or human beings. Hankering for mundane profit, worship, and prestige makes a person subhuman. Without humility, the heart becomes like a thunderbolt. This is in 1984. This should say Snehaspadeshu, not Snehaspadasu, to Baba. I'll just highlight this to make it clear. Snehaspadasu, Baba blank. I duly received your letter of 16/4/84. There was a delay in responding to your letter. I went to Kanpur via Lucknow I went to Kanpur via Lucknow with the party this past 27/4/84. Here, the Lu, the hot wind that causes heat stroke, has started. After reaching Kolkata on 5/5/84, I became bedridden. Intense fever, vomiting, headache, lack of appetite, and weakness have combined to create a single unhealthy condition. Even though I cannot eat properly. Take good care of that. Take good watch I sent you. I gifted it to you as per your wish. If you really do not want to keep it, I will make another arrangement when I go at Janmashtami time. If you keep the watch, will your renunciation lessen, or will your advancement in sadhana bhajan be hindered? Who gets what has already been decided. Asakti rahita sambandha sahita vishaya samuha sakali madhava. When free from attachments, one sees all objects of enjoyment in connection with Madhav. Know that if you proceed with this thought, no inauspiciousness will occur. I am giving brief responses to your questions. 1. If someone becomes a sadhu, it is not proper for him to have something separate called prestige. On the other hand, as long as we take pride in being the remnant eating servants of Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas, whatever honor and respect we get will have a sense. If we are deprived of a connection to Guru and Vaishnavas, then a sense of our self-worth separate from them appears, which drops us into a condition devoid of shelter. Oh, this is an important one. That's a very good one. What letter is this? 70. Okay. Hari Bol, Janardhan Prabhu. Okay, 2. Human beauty and youth cannot facilitate attainment of Bhagavan. That is why Sri Shankar has said, Ma kuru dhana jana yovanarvam harati nimeshat kala sarvam. Do not take in wealth, followers, and youth, for time steals it away in the blink of an eye. Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur has sung, Tyaga jivana yovana raja sukam nahi nityamanukshana nashaparam. Abandon life goals, youth, king, and kingly pleasures. There should be an and. None of it is eternal. It is prone to destruction at every moment. On the path of Bhagavat Sadhan, infatuation with birth, opulence, fame, or women is an obstacle. This is mundane ego. 3. The omniscient Sri Bhagavan and the eternally perfected Mahatmas can know and understand the innermost feelings of human beings. Bhava Grahi Janar, he who accepts the devotee sentiments, is capable of understanding everyone's feelings. Guru and Vaishnavas can, by their omniscience, be fully acquainted with entities' thoughts. Offering the heart's natural, simple moods to Sri Bhagavan is Shraddha, or Bhakti. That means simplicity, sincerity, and straightforwardness. The demigods or ordinary humans are incapable of understanding everyone's inner thoughts, which raises the question, Deva na jananti kuto manusha. If even the demigods do not know, how can humans? 4. If the Mott manager transgresses the president's directives and instructions, he is not worthy of remaining in his position. If he disregards the secretary's instructions, he cannot cling to his authority. Being able to follow rules and laws constitutes civilized behavior. This contrary disposition deserves censure. It is only when the hankering for mundane profit, worship, and prestige become powerful that man engages in uncivilized behavior. He is then subhuman. 5. If someone commits an injustice but attempts to pose as just or a good human being, this is an impediment to bhajan. That is included in the flaw of vipralipsa, the cheating propensity. I am a perpetrator of dishonesty, of injustice. To convey this to Guru and Vaishnavas and strive to become good is called humility. Sri Madhusudan pulverizes the arrogance of those who display mundane egotism and pride. This is the conclusion of scripture. Those who are aspiring to perform bhajan must be without ego. There is no place for pride in their heart. If a person does not have natural humility in his heart, then it becomes as hard as a thunderbolt, and there is no place for the fluid substance that is the propensity for bhakti. Humility servants are sadhak's ornament, his decoration. Baba, keep your head cool and do what you have to do. Even if cause for anger and irritation comes, do not lose your composure. Do not be prideful. Hari Bhajan is the only thing we want. Always remember this. It is for sadhan bhajan alone that we have accepted renunciation and will continue to do so. Know you have my affectionate blessings. Iti, your eternal well-wisher, Sri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. Letter 71. Resolve and conviction in sadhana are our only aid in attaining our goal. On the liberated platform, everything is practical. Seva is eternal, everlasting, and dynamic. Guru and Vaishnavas are omniscient and test us directly and indirectly. This is written from Santosh Ashram, Deoghar, 13/8/1984. Snehaspadasu. Ma, your letters dated 27/5/84, 5/6/84, and 5/7/84 arrived in a timely fashion at the Kolkata Mutt. There is no question of throwing you aside or abandoning spiritual responsibility for you. If the connection between guru and disciple is eternal, then these worries have no basis. Even if you are unworthy, then granting worthiness to the worthy is a token of causeless compassion. Yogata vichare kichu nahi pai, tomara karuna sara. In considering my qualifications, I find nothing. Mercy is essential. This is the anguished prayer of the sadhak and sadhika at the feet of Guru and Vaishnavas. Should the tendency to cheat remain in bhajan sadhan, the purpose is disrupted. To be cautious upon seeing the examples of others is a symptom of intelligence. Resolve and conviction in sadhan are the only aids one has in the fulfillment of one's ambition. If you proceed with patience, enthusiasm, and tolerance, there is no fear of any sort of inauspiciousness. Through their omniscience, Guru and Bhagavan are aware of all matters. Nevertheless, we have to sit the examination. The examination is necessary so that feeling and realization become real. Actual spiritual realization or experience is only possible for liberated souls. The experience or mental speculation of conditioned souls cannot be taken to be realization or the experience of Mahājans. On the liberated platform, everything is practical. Material assumption has no place there. It is Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas who are omniscient, Sarvagya or Antaryami. Of that, there is no doubt. Go forward on the path of bhajan without any duplicity, and you will certainly attain the qualification for service. You will never be deprived of your spiritual guide's blessings. This is my affectionate blessing. Simplicity and honesty are the main provisions on the path of sadhan. With these, as soon as one meets with the mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas, service commences. Seva is eternal, everlasting, and dynamic. Everything is easily attainable through the tendency to serve, or bhakti. The real sadhak and sadhika wants nothing as bhakti. Guru and Vaishnavas understand everything, yet they pretend to be speechless. There are many examples of this. They implement many types of tests, directly and indirectly. If the conditioned soul's natural inclinations do not become spiritual, then anarthas come and devour him. On the pretext of developing an environment that is favorable for bhajan, he often just invites worldly materialism. This is the ultimate calamity. Know you and your family have my affectionate blessings. Iti, your eternal well-wisher, Sri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. All right. Yes. Good point. Okay, letter 72. Vaishnavism does not acknowledge any spiritual difference between men and women. If you see your job as a limb of bhakti, no peril will befall you. Whatever you do, strive to do it properly in relation to Krishna. Shri Guru and Bhagavan are more loving than any mother and father. The purpose of the sadhak or sadhika's bhajan sadhan is to fulfill the desires of Shri Guru and Gauranga. Shri Guru Gaurango Jayataha. This is written in 1984. Snehaspadasu. Ma, I received your affectionate letter here, dated 19/7/84 on 24/7/84. Because of physical illness, I did not, by my own hand, write to anyone for 3 months since the month of May. I started writing letters myself a few days ago. I replied to you quickly because you are enduring great anxiety and mental perturbation to find out if I am well. I was saddened to understand that you have fewer opportunities to have direct darshan of Guru and Vaishnavas than you would like, because you bear the body of a woman. Our previous Guru and Vaishnav poet, the Mahajan, Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur, has conveyed the following in his transcendental poetic literature. Chodata Purusha Bhiman Kinkaroilu Ajikan Varaja Vipine Saki Sata Sevana Karabo Radhanata. Having given up the male ego, I have today become a maidservant, O Krishna. In the forest of Raj, in the company of Radha's girlfriends, I will serve her Lord. Amito Swananda Sukadavasi Radhika Madhava Charana Dasi. I am a resident of Swananda Sukada Kunj. I am a maidservant at the feet of Radhika and Madhava. He has rejected the mundane male identity and prayed for the transcendental moods of a Saki. So having obtained birth as a woman,
Why have you not followed exclusively the guidance of the Mahapurushas and vowed to offer all of your mundane ego and pride unto the transcendental ever-fresh Cupid? Shri Krishna Chandra. Should there be a comma there? Sri Gita, Bhagavat, and other scriptures have referred to the jiva soul with the word puman. That soul is not a man or woman enjoying material pleasures, but rather, having attained the qualification to serve Sri Bhagavan and come into his proximity, is known as jiva shakti. The word yoshit or yosha refer to the mutual attitude between women and men. Sorry, that refers to the mutual attitude between women and men of regarding one of enjoyment are wanting to enjoy each other. Know that only when this mundane attachment is abandoned does the conscious living entity's pure constitutional nature really manifest. Kanaka kame bhagini chariyachi jare she to Vaishnav. Only those who abandon the tigresses of money, women, and fame are Vaishnavs. In this statement, the worthiness of both women and men is expressed. Vaishnavism, or bhaktatva, being a devotee, acknowledges no difference between men and women. It is a conception arising from transcendental qualities, and therefore earns the title nirgun, beyond material qualities. I understand you have taken a job teaching at the school because you do not have the patience and perseverance to do bhajan all day and have no intention of wasting your time discussing the trivialities of material existence. However, at school, you could find yourself in an environment that is contrary to bhajan, and, amid the trifles, some harm could be done to you in the matter of sadhana. This too is something to be careful about. How you deal with every pro and con depends on you. By your strong personality and by actually utilizing the policy of shunning bad association, you can gain a protection from many perils and dangers. That, however, is completely possible by the causeless grace of Guru and Vaishnavas. If you can regard your teaching work as a limb of bhajan and a special part of it, then there is no possibility that any inauspicious or peril will befall you. If not, there will also be a negative aspect to your teaching. It is intelligent to proceed after considering every angle. Jai Jan Krishna Bhaje She Boro Chatur. That person who worships Krishna is very clever. It will not do to forget this. Every day you should sing and discuss portions of songs for the Mahajans, which are beneficial to the soul. In this, it is certainly essential to have patience and enthusiasm. Chance. You'll have to do this. When you have the chance, you'll have to do some delegated service. When you are able to see this material world as Govinda's, then, because of your knowledge of your eternal relationship, you will gain an inclination for service in everything you do. Whatever you do, strive to do it properly in relation to Krishna. From this will come peace of mind. Do not do things according to your own whims. Only if your life is driven by the words of Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru, and in accordance with their conceptions, will it meet with auspiciousness. I understand that because you took the job at the school, even though you wanted, there was no way, or, in other words, you did not have the chance to come out to Deoghar. The quality of avyartha kalatva, not wasting time, develops in premika bhaktas, and so they too have no opportunity to absorb their minds in any worldly matter. Sangsara Sankara Kanina Poshibe. Oh, sorry. The call of the world will not enter my ears. Kabe e sangsara sindhu para hoye tava vrajapure jabo. When will I cross this ocean of material existence and go to your abode of Raj? This is their oath and ambition. If you can follow them, you will meet with auspiciousness. Physical health and illness depend on the results of one's own karma. If one's karma is good, there is no dearth of conviction in following the orders, instructions, and teachings of Guru and Vaishnavas. And if one's karma is bad, then they seem as bitter as poison. Those who can appreciate the transcendental love and affection of Guru and Vaishnavas are blessed. Shri Guru and Bhagavan will surely adopt and accept such persons as their own. There is no sort of loving kindness in this world that can be as valuable as bestowing a state descendants. Shri Guru and Bhagavan as Sevak Vatsal, those who are affectionate to their servants, and Ashrita Jana Palak, the maintainers of those surrendered to them, are more loving than any mother and father. Someday you will have the chance to realize and experience all these matters. This is nice, huh? I think this is 72. Okay. We must certainly tread the path determined by Shri Guru and Gauranga. I am the machine and Shri Bhagavan is the driver. This is true. This notion is explicit in the Gita. Ishvara sarvabhutanam hriddesher junattishtati. Brahmayan sarvabhutani yantrarudhani maya. The Lord dwells in the hearts of all living entities, Arjuna, as they wander under the sway of the illusory energy as if seated on a machine. The bhajan sadhan of the sadhak and sadhika is to fulfill the desires of Shri Guru and Gauranga. Those who see all as equal are perfect and worthy of the title Mahatma. They are devoid of hatred, violence, and envy. They are empathetic. They are greatly, greatly magnanimous, and they are exclusively surrendered to Krishna. Just by seeing and remembering them, the conditioned souls obtain spiritual benefit. Kanishte adhar madhami pranati uttameshu shrushajani. I understand I must honor the neophytes, offer obeisances to the intermediates, and devoutly serve the topmost. These are the considerations of varying levels of qualification. Conviction in your own level of qualification is known as a virtue. Acting beyond one's level is wholly objectionable. My affectionate blessings to you and yours. Iti, your eternal well-wisher, Sri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. Kalyana Kalpataru. Okay, oops. Okay, this is the last letter. What time is it? Oh my god, it's late. Okay. Okay, maybe I will record that, Manjari. Letter 73. We require the blessings of Sri Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas at all times and in all circumstances. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the development of Prem, the glories of Srimati Radhika. Cool, we end with a letter to Umadidi. This is 1984. Snehas Padasu. Ma Uma, have you not learned to carefully treat Guru and Vaishnavas with love and adoration? Jai Jai no Vaishnava, Chiniya Loya, Adara Kori Bojabe. Vaishnavera Kripa, Jahe Sarva Siddhi, Avashya Pai Botabe. When one recognizes a Vaishnav and honors him, then he will surely attain the Vaishnav's mercy, which brings all perfection. I trust you are acquainted with this. It is a matter of great delight that you become renounced and are sincerely cultivating aspirations to serve Guru. The inclination to serve has wakened in your heart, and you will surely attain loving conviction in sadhan bhajan. Of this there is no doubt. Know that we require the blessings of Sri Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas at all times and in all circumstances, for that alone is our only strength in bhajan, our support and resource. Can the adhikar, the qualification to serve, be given to us, or is it attained according to our adhikar? The answer to this question is very complex. That said, the attainment of perfection is possible once our sadhan the attainment in perfection is possible once our sadhan coincides with divine grace. This is a truth agreed upon unanimously by all manner of philosophers. Attachment to the mundane is dubbed samsara dasha, material existence, and freedom from attachment is called mukta dasha, liberated existence. So Vaisaha. Parabrahma, God, is a sarup, the embodiment of bliss, the form of ras. He is Akila Rasamrita Murti, the personification of all nectarian mellow, the fullest expression of the form of ras. The form of supreme bliss, Parabrahma, the original personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna Chandra, attracts the souls of all living entities with the sweetness of his ras, which tells us why his name is Sri Krishna. The Bhagavat 1.3.28 informs us, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Should be 2 words. Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. Swayam Bhagavan Krishna, Krishna Purna Paratattva, Purna Jnana Purananda Parama Mahatva. Krishna is God himself. Krishna is a supreme principle. He is absolute knowledge, absolute bliss, and supreme glory. Shri Krishna is Satchidananda Swarup, the form of eternal existence, consciousness, and bliss. And he is Lila Purushottam, the supreme person who conducts infinite divine pastimes. He is Parabrahma, or God, in human shape. He is ever youthful and the best of dancers. The Sutra Lokavat Tu Lila Kaivalyam posits that his pastimes are human-like, his pastimes are infinite, and his pastimes are supreme. He is Madhurya Aishwarya Madhurya Kripadi Bhandar, the treasure house of sweet opulence, pure sweetness, mercy, and more. He has the capacity to attract even the hearts of all the other forms of God. That is why he has been called the Madhurya Rasmaya Vigraha, the personified form of all sweet moods and relationships. The desire to please one's senses constitutes mundane lust and desire, whereas love for pleasing Krishna's senses is referred to by the word prema. This is a special function of Shuddha Sattva, pure existence, and is by nature a spiritual phenomenon. Since a time without beginning, prema has presided over the hearts of those who are nitya siddha, eternally perfect. From prem, an attitude of mamata, minus, or possessive loving attachment arises, and then one reaches Sri Bhagavan in Paramatmiya, one's supreme dear most relatives. One realizes that Bhagavan is Paramatmiya, one's supreme dear most relative. A person who has obtained this sort of adhikar is perpetually obsessed and anxious to make Sri Krishna happy. They have no interest in anything that is unrelated to Krishna. As prem intensifies or thickens, it brings an attitude of possessiveness, and then one's relationships with worldly convention, funds, and social ethics disappear. As prem concentrates, it gains names like sneha, man, pranay, rag, anurag, bhav, and mahabhav. Mahabhav is the topmost level, though in some specific cases, bhav and mahabhav seem to be almost identical. Real sneha, man, pranay, and so on are never feasible in a material body. It is only possible for them to manifest in those who have rati, who have attained prem. Srimati Radharani, Shri Radharani is Krishna Kanta Shiromani, the crown jewel of all Krishna's beloveds. She herself is a concentrated state of Krishna prem. The essence of Hladini is prem, and the essence of prem is Mahabhav. Shri Radha is Mahabhav Sarupini, the embodiment of that greatest love. Shri Radha is the presiding deity of prem. Total absorption in the bliss of serving Krishna constitutes life. Shri Radha is the fullest form of Shakti, potency, and Shri Krishna is the fullest expression of Shaktiman, the potent. Shri Radha is Krishna Gata Prana, she whose life force flows towards Shri Krishna. She experiences Krishna in all of her senses. She is Krishnamai, imbued with Krishna. Sarat Lila Purushottama, the sovereign supreme person of all divine pastimes, Sri Krishna Chandra, is controlled by prem, and so, in the presence of Sri Radha's prem, Sri Krishna is subdued and defeated. Without Mahabhav Sarupini Shri Radha, Shri Krishna Chandra's sweet charm does not blossom or manifest. Radha Sange Jada Bhati Tada Madan Mohan. Only if he is in the company of Radha is he Madan Mohan, the beguiler. Beguiler. Iti, forever your well-wisher, Shri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. Wow, I started falling asleep at the ends there. Alright, so that's our reading for today. For Jumna Prabhu, it's both things. The adhikar to serve, is it given to us or is it attained according to our adhikar? That's my understanding, is that it's both. Because it's only by by making we have to make the effort to serve, but ultimately their service is only real seva if by when we get mercy, where it's that same thing, Giant Kripa, I'm a bit tired right now, so I'm gonna I'm gonna stop quickly. Thank you so much for for reading with me, and see you all again tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe. Yes, for Jumna, like Madheshwara's 2 fingers, yeah. Alright, Haribol.